many of our young comrades from Harlem and Queens and Brooklyn who looked up to Ardeshir so much couldn't be here today. But in a society where we're deprived of important reference points and role models, revolutionary mentors, Ardeshir meant so much to us. And when he would speak at a rally on our office on 135th Street, the room would grow very quiet in anticipation of brilliance, because we knew a veteran or an OG in contemporary parlance was coming to set the tone for so many future struggles. And when I think of Ardeshir, I think of somebody who was uncompromising, who was an internationalist, and as youth, I don't know how youthful I am anymore, I'm somewhere in the middle, but we carry his example, and we understand that we stand on the shoulders of so many giants: Malcolm, Ho Chi Minh, Rosa Luxemburg, and Ardeshir now joins that list.
Anyone else that speak?
This might come close to a minute and a half.
All right.
My name is Ann Shirazi, and my husband Ahmed and I can't even remember when we became friendly. We tried to remember, but we couldn't. But we can't think of Ardeshir without thinking of the other half of his soul, Ellie. Together, they shared everything important in their lives: their children, their grandson, their beliefs, their values, their work. And I just wanted to read an excerpt of a poem by Rumi, and it's really for Ellie, an expression of your extraordinary devotion to Ardeshir and your shared ideals. I'm not gonna cry. Remember me. I will be with you in the grave on the night you leave behind your shop and your family. When you hear my soft voice echoing in your tomb, you will realize that you were never hidden from my eyes. I am the pure awareness within your heart, with you during joy and celebration, suffering and despair. On that strange and fateful night, you will hear a familiar voice. You'll be rescued from the fangs of snakes and the searing sting of scorpions. The euphoria of love will sweep over your grave. It will bring wine and friends, candles and food. When the light of realization dawns, shouting and upheaval will rise from the grave. The dust of ages will be stirred by the cities of ecstasy, by the banging of drums, by the clamor of revolt. I love you, Ellie, and I put the rest. You can thank Rudy for that.
Beautiful.
But you found it, Anne. You found it.
Would anyone else like to say anything briefly? Yes. Sure.
Well, I'm proud to be amongst you. My name is Nasir Mayuni. I come from the other side of the street where one wouldn't think you'd get anti-war activists from the capitalist side, from Wall Street. And growing up as a child, growing up in a family where justice and, as we call it in Persian, edalat and justice was so ingrained in my family, my grandfather, my father, and I always wanted to contribute in that realm. I don't know how I ended up in Wall Street, but my real passion was peace and fight for justice and Palestinian cause, Iran cause. It didn't matter which cause, as long as you were fighting to benefit people, no matter where. So, while being busy 24 hours a day, as they call it, paper shuffling for finance, I knew my real passion was something else. But I felt lonely. How in this world would I connect with other people who are going down the same path? And where are they? In my world, I couldn't find them. I was lucky. I get connected with Ardeshir and Ellie. And for Ardeshir and Ellie, with Anne and Ahmad. And from Anne and Ahmad to Cousin and so many others. And it gave me a totally new way of looking at it. I finally circled back to where my passion was. It didn't matter for Ardeshir if it was raining or snowing or whatever the temperature was. If he was going to go on a march, he would go on a march. And that gave me the motivation to do the same. I find a different meaning in my life and a different path which fulfilled me and turned me back. They were my inspirations. And their friends were my inspirations, and I look at them, and I will never forget how they basically gave all they had for the betterment of humanity, no matter where in the four corners of our planet. And that is when you leave this world, people don't think about how much money you made, how big of a house you had, how many things you have. You read about all the great people whose memories live on, and in that respect, they live on. And it's their legacy that they left behind is meaning. What did they do for mankind? What did they leave behind that they never died, truly born? So, just like Anne, I'm just going to take another poem from one of the Persian poets, because this poem is sitting at the United Nations as you enter the United Nations.
Wow.
This bench just came on, so I'm going to speak up a little bit.
And Sadi is a Persian poet. It's hard to
Loud.
Sadi is a Persian poet from 1213 and 1291. And he summarizes us as human beings in this manner. Human beings are limbs of each other, having been created of one essence. When time afflicts a limb with pain, the other limb cannot at rest remain. If thou feel not for others' misery, a human being is no name for thee. And so I want to thank Ardeshir for making us a better human being. He was definitely a human being, in the real essence of the word human being. And that is what stands in the entry hall of the United Nations. That is what the United Nations would abide by its own mantra. But thank you for leaving us with that legacy. Thank you for introducing and connecting us to so many wonderful people who we know in this world we're not alone. We are a link. We will stick together because it doesn't matter. Rain or sunshine, winter, whatever, we'll be out there marching for the cause of all over. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ardeshir. We love you. And I whispered something in his ear because I knew he was worried about some issues, and I said, I'm going to give you good news today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So now we're about at our time where we have to wrap up, but if people have messages that perhaps they didn't want to convey in a public setting, of course Ellie's here, and I know she'd love to hear from you and hear your reflections on Ardeshir, who we know now is perfectly named.
Yeah.
And we know has also, as I said, touched and taught so many people, changed so many people's lives. So now we're going to turn it over to the